Yo, happy Monday, New York Giants fans. What is going on? You are watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. I appreciate everybody that has taken time out of their busy schedules and hung out with us here at the gates, as we may or may not have been a little bit late for today's show. We had a bunch of stuff. We had some breaking news come up in the office. We got to take care of it to make sure we can get live on the show. We got a bunch to talk about on today's video. I'm going to give you my preview to the Week 4 matchup on Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. I've also got 4 players that the New York Giants should consider trading if they do end up losing to the Seattle Seahawks. We'll do one of our world-famous mailbags, and also we are going to be raffling off 2 tickets to Giants-Seahawks Monday Night Football. Thanks to my man, Mr. Rick, who's in the chat right now, Cha. Type those Chas down in the comment section. Once again, he's like Santa Claus, dude. He just comes, he leaves good gifts, he eats some of your cookies. He's the nicest guy in the world. Mr. Rick has donated 2 tickets to the Giants game to the game next Monday night. Not this Monday night, but it is this Monday night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like this Monday, but it's really next Monday.
Yeah.
A week from today, you could be at MetLife Stadium with some tickets to Giants Seahawks.
These aren't nosebleed seats.
No.
These are lower bowl. You're right there. Mr. Rick, thank you so much.
Shout out to Mr. Rick. These are great seats. Also, Mr. Rick will be at the game. He may be leaving at halftime because he doesn't like the night games, and Mrs. Rick has to work in the morning, and that's priority number 1.
Yep.
So maybe you could hang out with Mr. Rick too.
Oh,
and I know Rob Rod's going to be there as well. You could be hanging out with some real ones there. So I want to know this. Can you go to the Giants game next Monday? Not, I want to go, but I live in California and I don't want to go. Like, who could actually go and wants to go to the Giants game next Friday? If you can, type yes. Yep. If you can't, type N for no. So I'm seeing some Y's come in. J-Liv said, Seeps, what's with the green, dude?
Is it too close to Kelly Green for you guys?
You're just blended in with the green wall behind you.
I know. J-Liv's not a fan of my T-shirt choices on Monday.
I haven't told Seeps this, but I did buy him a Giants shirt. Got him a Giants shirt. I haven't brought it to work yet. I'm saving it for Monday night. He's going to have a new shirt on Monday night because the B Giant shirts, we're 1-1 in those. We need to start wearing shirts that, are going to help a win streak here.
Good mojo, yes.
So I got a new shirt for Seeps.
Let's go.
But yes, can you go to the Giants game next Monday night against the Seahawks? We've seen some yeses. We've seen some nos. So let's do this, Seeps. The duck race was a huge success during the watch party this past Sunday.
Yep.
The way we're going to do it is if you send a $20 Venmo to me on Venmo at Marshall Green _, you're going to get a duck. You could potentially win 2 Giants tickets and a free parking pass to the game Monday night. The way you enter is a $20 Venmo. We're going to do this. If you want 2 ducks, you can send in $40. Every $20 you send is going to give you a duck.
You know what? I say if somebody sends in 100, you get 6.
I'm in. If someone sends in a $100 Venmo, you'll get an extra duck. A little buy 5, get 1.
Yeah, buy 5, get 1 free with the ducks.
All righty. So a $20 Venmo will get you into the duck race to potentially win 2 tickets, section 124, row 26, I believe it was. Mr. Rick, I know you're watching. Clarify for me. I believe that is what it is. Great seats, though. Just send a Venmo if you want to enter the competition, and you're going to get a duck. We did 2 duck races last Thursday, and it was a huge success.
Yeah.
The winner of the duck race will get 2 tickets to Giants-Seahawks next Monday night. You could potentially win 2 tickets for $20. I also want to tell you guys how you can win some real life money with a brand new sponsor we have on the show. Shout out to Prize Picks. I've been using Prize Picks for a while, and I'm pretty pumped up that they are now going to be a sponsor here on Giants Now. I love playing. I know Seeps loves playing as well. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy sports app that is made easy. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. I've been playing Prize Picks recently, and I have no idea why I waited so long. So this is what the app looks like. You can come up with your lineup of the players that you want to select more or less on. These are some picks from the Monday night game, and pretty much you just select more or less. This is what it looks like. It looks really simple. You just tap more, you select less, and once you have your lineup fully set, you send it in. It's awesome. I promise you guys are going to love it. Easy way to really stay more in tune with the NFL on Sundays, but it'll also be here for MLB, NBA, all types of fun stuff. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Remember, you got to use the promo code CLNS as well for a first-time deposit match of up to $100. So that's that.
That's that. We did have a super chat roll in from my man MG. As he says, MG, what's up, man? Would you take on the pass rush? Want to get your take on the pass rush? We think Azeez really helps things, or do they need a stronger presence there? Appreciate ya and the channel. Go Big Blue. Thank you so much, MG. We appreciate it.
MG! My man MG, the best initials in the game, says, what up? Want to get your take on the pass rush? Do we think Azeez really helps things, or do they need a stronger pass? I think yes, and I think it's just, the more players that you have, and specifically the more good players you have at a certain position, you're going to be better there, right? And Azeez Ojulari, as we know, is one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League when it comes to pass rush rate, when you go and look at last year, he didn't play a lot of games. Honestly, he didn't play a lot of snaps, but he had like 7 sacks on limited action. He needs to become better, in my opinion, at setting the run and setting the edge and stopping the run. But when it comes to specifically getting after the quarterback and finding a way to create and generate pressure, he can do that, no doubt. Do they need a stronger presence there? Yes, both can be true. They need Azeez and they need another person. Look, Kayvon Thibodeau has not stepped up this year. He's actually taken a step back in year 2. I've been pretty vocal on the channel about the lack of production that he has had, and that's disappointing. But he's still young, and I'm not ready to throw in the towel on him just yet. Appreciate you in the channel. Go Big Blue. Shout out to you, Mike. Yes, the Giants need Azeez Ojulari back. It's going to make them better, but they also need to add more to that position group in the offseason, and they really need the guy that they selected number 5 overall to start playing like a top 5 pick. I think that's about as simple as
going into the year. You thought they could have been not like season changing, but I thought they would have been one of the better units in the league. They've actually been one of the worst units in the league.
They have.
So
they have, which is disappointing. It is disappointing. We do have a mailbag coming up in a little bit. If you want to get your questions featured on the mailbag, just super chat or use hashtag Giants down in the comment section. If you use hashtag Giants, your question will enter the queue, and then producer Seeps will put it up on the channel. All super chats skip the line. We're seeing some more people join the live stream, so I do want to let you guys know, if you want to go to the Giants versus Seahawks game next Monday night, a week from tonight, we are going to be raffling off 2 tickets and a parking pass to the winner today. All you have to do is send in a $20 Venmo. Seeps, tell them how we're going to figure out this. I gotta handle something real quick.
Yeah. So if you guys want 2 tickets or 2 ducks in the race, you could send in 40. We are doing a deal. If somebody sends in a $100 Venmo, you'll get 6 ducks right now. But these are sweet seats, row 26, lower bowl, and you get a parking pass included. All shout out to Mr. Rick or Cha in the chat when you guys see him. Always show him some love because he's always showing love on the channel, and he really keeps the lights on here. So
shout out to Mr. Rick.
Yeah, I mean he ups himself almost every single time, and just how giving him and Mrs. Cha are, we appreciate it a lot. So if you guys want to hop on in.
A $20 Venmo, and you get the first duck of the day.
Yeah.
Right now, you would be the winner. You would be the winner.
Think about that.
So that's all it takes. $20 Venmo, section 124. And you could do that. You could get yourself into the duck race. I saw my man Nick's Galaxy was saying he'd go to the game. He was the winner of our last duck race. Brought home a big sack of cash. Shout out to him. He deserved it. He's been supporting the channel for quite some time. Shout out to him. As we are, Seeps, having breaking news, we do have our first 6 ducks entering the race as Rob Rodriguez. Bang!
Let's go.
$100 Venmo from Rob Rodriguez, who is going to be getting some ducks on the lake. Ducks on the lake for Rob Rodriguez. Let's freaking go. Drop those double R's in the comment section. Shout out to my man Edwin Jimenez in the chat. What up, Edwin? What's up, Brody? As Rob Rodriguez is the first person to enter the raffle to win potential Giants tickets. 2 Giants tickets, Giants, Seahawks, next Monday night. The way you can enter the raffle, a $20 Venmo will get you a duck on the pond. You could potentially be going to the game Monday night, seeing the Giants play on primetime football. Real good seats, too.
And it's a must-win game. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere in there.
It's a must-win game.
Yeah.
It is a must-win ball game. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. It says, although, again, that contingent on this Monday night. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Micah. Not sure what you mean by that. Ridiculous. All righty. We're going to jump into our Giants versus Seahawks preview. Why are we saying Mike Kafka in the chat? Come on. That's weird. Come on, nope. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I don't even think we're close to that yet, to be honest.
No.
I don't even think we're close to that yet. I mean, the dude in his first season as the offensive coordinator of this team won you a playoff game on the back of Daniel Jones and probably the least explosive group of weapons in the National Football League.
Seriously.
It's okay. You don't got to be a fan. I don't know if we got to say F Mike Kafka yet. I'm always down for a little F somebody. We did a bunch of F Jason Garrett's on this show for a long time. But I don't think Kafka's got to that point yet. I don't think he's got to that point yet. All righty, let's get into my Giants-Seahawks preview. Week 4, must-win ball game. Let's get into it. Week 4, Monday Night Football, Giants-Seahawks. I'm calling it a must-win game for Big Blue, but I want to hear from all of you down in the comment section. Who do you got? Who do you got on Monday night? Is it the Giants? Is it the Seahawks? Type NYG if you think Big Blue is going to get the dub or if you think the Seahawks are going to continue to stack wins. Type SEA down in the comment section right now. Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's videos. We are going to preview Giants-Seahawks. I'm going to give you my biggest keys to victory, what the Giants have to do, how the Giants can beat the Seahawks, attack some of their weaknesses. But first, let's start with the latest injury report and all of the things we have when it comes to the injury report as we are filming this video. We know Deonte Banks and Ben Bredeson left the game against the San Francisco 49ers. Or Ben Bredeson, left the game in week 2, did not play in week 3. Deonte Banks left in week 3. I also should have DJ Davidson on this as well. He's dealing with an elbow injury. But Deontay Banks' an arm. I'm expecting him to play. Saw him playing Fortnite, some games on his Xbox or whatever he was playing, streaming those. I think he was all right. Ben Bredesen with an extra week. I think he should be good to go with the concussion. Still don't have a lot of details on DJ Davidson. If we do get more, we will update you on that. Other injuries. Saquon Barkley dealing with an ankle. We'll talk about him in a second. We told you about Ben Bredesen. Azeez Ojulari, who the Giants need desperately back on the football field. Giants have one of the worst pass rushers in the NFL right now. Getting a guy like Azeez, who is a pro at that spot, would definitely help. And then you got Andrew Thomas. Biggest question mark. Will Thomas be ready to go? I hope so. Let's talk about Barkley for a little bit. Ian Rappaport of NFL Network said that Barkley has a shot with extra rest to play Monday night versus Seattle. If you think about it, the last time Saquon Barkley played was not this Sunday, but last Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. Did not play that Thursday against San Francisco. So he will have 15 days in between week 2 and week 4 to get his ankle right. Not sure if he's going to play, but I really think the Giants need him out there, but I would not rush him. We talked about a video earlier in the week that Saquon Barkley is not the best when he's being rushed back from an ankle injury. I am expecting Andrew Thomas to play, though. I heard he was really close to being able to play this past Thursday. The Giants need him out there. While the Seattle Seahawks pass rush is not great, and we'll expand on those thoughts and show you some stats coming up around the corner, the Giants need Andrew Thomas back there. We know that their offensive line is shaky, but Thomas is the best of the group by far, and I think he solidifies the left side of that line. If you can get Ben Bredesen back, honestly, your center, left guard, and left tackle are all pretty decent. I thought Azudu did a good job at that left tackle spot. I think he's earned the right to be your starting right guard if Thomas comes back, and then you continue to roll with Evan Neal at that right tackle spot. Look, there's a lot of draft capital invested in these men on screen. Andrew Thomas, top 5 pick. John Michael Schmidt selected in the second round. Joshua Azudu, top 70 pick, and then Evan Neal was drafted number 7 overall. That's a lot of draft capital, and you traded some chips for Ben Bredesen. It's time for them to start living up to the hype in the draft selection. Look, Joe Shane can only do so much. Wish he would have actually done a little bit more to improve this O-line, but there is some talent and some assets spent on this group. Plain and simple, they need to be better, and it starts with them as well as Bobby Johnson. And if we get any more updates on the Giants injury report, we're going to get a video out as soon as possible. That's why you subscribe to the channel. But also, we're in a subscriber battle versus the Seattle Seahawks Today page, a channel here at Chat Sports. The host, his name is Tyler Jones, and he's been talking big smack all week long, saying, one, we're going to beat you on the football field badly at MetLife Stadium on primetime, but we're also going to smoke you in the subscriber battle. Right now, they are winning, but it's only by 2 subscribers. And I know the way Giants fans show up. They like to win. There are some competitive people, and I know we're going to win this sub battle. Free Giants videos every day. Subscribe and help us beat Seahawks today. Coming up next, I have 5 things, really 6 things, the Giants must do if they want to avoid starting the season 1-3, which pretty much puts them out of the playoff race. We have some stats on that. But first, I want to tell you guys about our awesome sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best, and it's going to help you win some money on Sundays. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS, and they're going to match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy sports easy. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. So when you're putting your lineup together, this is what it looks like. Prize Picks is going to give you a stat for a certain player, and you either select more or you either select less. It is that simple. And once your lineup is in, you are ready to roll, and all you have to do the rest of the way is just watch the games. Download the app, prizepicks.com/CLNS, and remember to use the promo code CLNS. Daily fantasy made easy. Pick 2+ players, choose more or less, and it is that simple. Prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. All right, the Giants enter this game as 1.5-point favorites against the Seattle Seahawks. Big Blue enters week 4 as favorites, which is somewhat surprising to me. But anytime you go from the West Coast to the East Coast, it's going to be tough. Primetime game. Will MetLife Stadium be rocking? I sure hope it does. Vegas also has the total over-under at 47 points. We will be live on the channel Monday night, so make sure you are subscribed and turning notifications on. I think it's easy to say that the biggest key to victory is to score more points. So I'm not even going to put that out there, but I will say this. The Giants are facing a Seattle defense that, quite frankly, through 3 weeks is not good. They've allowed the 29th most points in the National Football League when it comes to points per game. They allow over 400 yards per game, 29th most in the NFL. They allow I'm saying this backwards. They allow the third most points per game, the third most yards per game, the second most passing yards per game, and they have a top 10 rushing defense. So the way to beat them is by throwing the football, of course. We'll get to throwing the football, but let's establish some sort of ground game. That's going to be huge Monday night for the for the Giants against the Seattle Seahawks. Look, even if Saquon Barkley doesn't play, it doesn't matter. You can't be scared to run the football if 26 is not on the field, because that is exactly what the Giants were against the San Francisco 49ers. 8 running back carries for the Giants last week. That's all they had. Just 8 running back carries. I don't care if you don't have Saquon Barkley. I don't care if you don't have Andrew Thomas or Ben Bredeson. You have to run the football. This offense is not built to dink and dunk and drive its way 15 plays, 90 yards every single time. You need to run the football. And Seattle, while they are a top 10 ranked rush defense, there's been 2 games this year they've allowed more 90 yards and 1 game over 100 yards. You can take advantage of them and dominate them at the line of scrimmage. The run defense, it's solid, but it's more scheme-based, and they haven't really faced a really strong rushing attack yet. Their defensive line is not that good. A guy that I want to see more involved for the Giants is Gary Brightwell, especially if Saquon Barkley is not going to be able to go. I know you got Matt Breida. I know you got Eric Gray. But the running back that I thought looked the best despite dropping a wide open pass is Gary Brightwell. He had 6 total touches for 36 total yards in that Week 3 loss versus San Francisco 49ers. I thought he looked quick. I thought he looked fast. And at 6'1", 220 pounds, you know he runs downhill and he's going to run through some arm tackles. May he drop an open pass? Yes. But I like the way he runs in between the tackles, and I think that's a spot where the Giants have to dominate this game if they want to come out with a win. Win in the trenches, dominate short yard situations, and Gary Brightwell could be a guy that they can lean on in those spots. Another big key, this could be number 1, get Jalen Hyatt involved. Number 13 needs to play a good chunk of snaps this Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. Look, let's be honest. When Jalen Hyatt is on the field, defenses have to adjust, because when 13 is on this side, you have to slide your coverage that way and make sure he doesn't beat you over the top. Why? Because he can beat you one-on-one and take you over the top. And the stats show that when Hyatt is on the football field, this Giants offense is better. Take a look at this tweet from Bobby Skinner of Talkin' Giants. I thought he did a great job of breaking down and really showing the point that when Hyatt was on the field in that game against Arizona, this team was better. I'll read it for you. Jalen Hyatt was on the field for 12 pass plays, and the Giants averaged 16.5 yards per play. Daniel Jones' stats when Hyatt was on the field, he was 8 of 11 for 183 yards, and he had a run for 15 yards. The 4 plays that weren't positive ones when Hyatt was on the field, Darren Waller had a drop, Saquon Barkley had a catch for a loss of 4 yards when Daniel Jones should have thrown it deep to Hyatt on 3rd down. And then Daniel Jones, 2 incompletions when targeting Darius Slayton deep. The 8 successful plays, Waller 12-yard catch, Hyatt 58-yard catch, Waller 9-yard catch, Slayton 29-yard catch, Slayton 15-yard catch, Jones 15-yard run, Hyatt 31-yard catch, and Slayton an 18-yard catch. Having Hyatt on the field opens up the offense, not just for himself, but for other players because so much attention from the back half of the opposing defense has to be on number 13. If 13 pushes high this way, this backside safety has to go up, which is just simple. Here and here, the over routes. We know we want to see Darren Waller on over routes. Brian Daboll has talked about it time and time again. You can use Hyatt as a decoy. You don't need to target him 15 times. But can I get 6 targets and have him on the field for 30 snaps Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks? I think it's a big key. It'll open up the run game. It'll also open up the pass game for this offense. Speaking of Jalen Hyatt, take some shots downfield. It's time for the Giants to open up the playbook and attack. We showed you that the Seattle Seahawks has one of the worst passing defenses in the National Football League. And I already see the comment section right now. Marshall, you can't throw deep if you don't have any time to throw. I understand that Daniel Jones has not had time in the pocket to operate a downfield passing attack. What about this? The Seattle Seahawks have one of the worst pass rushes in the National Football League. They have 5 sacks on the season, which is 24th in the NFL. They have a bottom 8 pass rush in the NFL. Think about it like this. We have complained about the New York Giants' pressure rate on defense all year long. They are middle of the pack. They get pressure on 16% of snaps. The Seahawks are worse, and a good bit worse, 5 percentage points worse. They have the 27th ranked pass rush win rate. They win pass rush snaps at just 11.6%. So not good there. But it goes beyond just that. They don't even bring a lot of pressure. They don't really blitz. They only blitz on 13.8% of the time, which is 26th in the NFL. So they don't get home. They don't bring pressure. And at the end of the day, they allow defenses to throw the ball down the field. Some chat sports stats for you. The Seahawks defense average depth of target. So that pretty much just means the average depth of the intended receiver when a pass is thrown is 9.9 yards. That is the 3rd highest in the NFL. So they don't get pressure. They don't create sacks. They don't blitz. And they allow teams to throw the ball down the field higher than 29 other teams in the NFL. The time to throw the ball down the field will be Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks. The Giants O-line, plain and simple, they have to win this matchup. Their pass rush isn't good. They don't blitz. They don't create pressure. This O-line needs to win this matchup. If this Giants offensive line gets their butts whooped by the Seattle front, fire Bobby Johnson. It is that simple. It is straightforward. If you can't block this front, you don't deserve to be a offensive line coach in the NFL. I think someone's job is on the line this Monday night. Let's flip to defense. Create a turnover. You've played 3 football games. You have not created a turnover yet. Someone on this Giants defense needs to make a play. Whether that's Xavier McKinney, whether that's Jason Pinnock, whether that's Adoree Jackson, whether that's Trey Hawkins, whether that's Tay Banks, whether that's Darnay Holmes if he has to play. I do not give a shit who it is. Someone needs to create a turnover. Because I said it in week 3. If you don't create a turnover, you're going to lose to the Niners. They did not, and they did. I will say it again. If you do not create a turnover Monday night against Seattle, you will lose the football game, and you will be 1-3 heading into Buffalo with Miami right after that. That's not where you want to be. Hugh Millen, a radio host in Seattle, I thought made a really good point here. This is a quote from the offseason. So this is based on last year's stats. Listen to this. Top 10 quarterbacks, on average, 80.6 of their turnover-worthy plays had resulted in actual turnovers. In comparison, Geno Smith saw only 48% of his turnover-worthy plays actually result in an interception. If he'd thrown the 80.6% average like the rest of the QBs in the top 10, he would have had 25 interceptions last season. Even if he had a still well below average of 65% compared to 80.6%, he would have led the league in turnovers. Some nerd stuff there, but this is what it tells you. Geno Smith will throw you the football. Geno Smith will turn the ball over. But Deonte Banks, you need to catch it when he throws it to you. Adoree Jackson, you need to catch it. Trey Hawkins, you need to catch it. Xavier McKinney, Jason Pinnock, make a play. Geno will throw the game away. The stats show you that. Take advantage when the ball is in the air and create a play, and let's give this offense some juice. Last thing, what every coach says when you're 1-2. Play like your season is on the line, because it is. Monday Night Football versus the Seattle Seahawks at MetLife Stadium is a must-win game for the New York Giants. If you start off 1-3, then you got to go to Buffalo. Then you got to go to Miami. You could be 1-5 before you even have played 7. Oh, Lord. 1-5 season is cooked. You have to win this game. Listen to this. Since the NFL changed their playoff format to allow 14 teams to make it, just 4 of the 42 teams that have made the playoffs started the season 1-3. Anyone that tells you it's not a must-win game, call bullshit, because it absolutely is. The Giants don't win on Monday, the season is cooked, and you should start to sell some of your assets. It's that simple. If you want the Giants to beat the Seahawks, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon right now. We need everyone to help. We need everyone's support. I'm superstitious. Not a little stitious, superstitious. And I know if we get more likes this week than the Seattle Seahawks Today page by Chat Sports, we're going to beat them. So hit that thumbs up icon if you want the Giants to beat the Seahawks. As always, remember you can give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day, every day. And I'm trying to follow some of you guys back. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. I see Nope in the chat says Deonte Banks, he's been solid, but he's hurt. He also dropped an interception on the first drive of the game against the San Francisco 49ers that resulted in a field goal for them. And he also, Seeps, got beat by a 7th-round rookie wide receiver for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was bad, dude.
He has been good, but those are 2 plays you have to make.
He's been in position. He just hasn't been able to finish them.
Yeah.
Which is a good place to be in for a young corner.
I think that Deonte Banks has been good, and I'm not calling him out. I named every player on the Giants secondary. Someone needs to create a turnover. You've played 3 weeks. You haven't forced a turnover.
And I feel like that's got to be like when I think of Wink Martindale, that's what I think of. It's like chaos, turn the ball over, like.
What are you saying, bro? So okay. So okay what? Are you upset because I said he needs to catch the ball when the ball's thrown at him? Yeah, so does Adoree Jackson, who dropped a pick. So does Trey Hawkins, who dropped a pick in week 2. So he's been okay? Yeah, he's been okay. He's been okay. Carl says, can we let Danny Dimes cook? I really want to see what he's made of. Look, we just showed you. Seeps, the Seahawks don't blitz. No. They don't create pressure. They don't get sacks. There's no excuse this week that they are just better than the Giants' front 5.
Yeah.
They have to win this offensive line matchup.
They're also a pretty slow defense. Like it's not like a fast, athletic defense like the old school Seahawks team.
They're going from the West Coast to the East Coast. So you got to win this game. My man Brutus in the chat. What up, Brutus? He's typing his NYGs. We appreciate you, Brutus, for tuning in. Micah says, yo, Marsh, sup, Seatman. Should the Giants sign Connor Williams this offseason? I don't know if I'm ready to talk offseason free agents yet. I don't know if I'm ready there.
Not a bad name, though, keep in mind.
Not a bad name. I'm not ready for that, though. I'm not ready for that.
If you guys do want to get those questions in there, #Giants mailbag here in about 20 minutes or so.
We are going to do a mailbag on today's show. If you want to have your question answered, the easiest way to get it up on screen is use #Giants just in your comment down in the comment section. Or if you super chat a Giants-related comment or question, we could pop those up on screen. We had one come in from my man Trey Miles. Yeah! Money-making Martian Seeps the villain. First and foremost, I appreciate the follow on X. You guys are the real ones. Shout out to you, Trey Miles. That's the least we could do.
Dog.
I'm glad I was able to follow you. I actually missed the post where you tagged me, and Seeps was like, yo, did you see this? I was like, no, I didn't see it. So shout out to Seeps for pointing that out. And
don't even have to say appreciate it, dude. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Shout out to you, Trey Miles, the definition of a real one, my man. Seeps, we are giving away 2 tickets to Giants versus Seattle this Monday night, section 124. We're going to be doing a duck race. There's only one person in the duck race right now.
There is only one person.
I'm a little disappointed. I thought people would be interested in going to the game for a chance of having 2 tickets and a parking pass for $20.
$20, you have a whole Monday night. Hey, the memories you're going to create that night. I mean, take advantage. Take advantage.
Maybe some people don't want to go watch this football team play, and I understand that. But hey, if you want to go to the game this Monday night, if you send me a $20 Venmo, you are going to enter the raffle. It's you versus one person right now. You got a 50-50 shot almost. Almost a 50-50 shot. It's Jello getting a question in. Jay Liv says, Seeps, how are you feeling about the Vikes the day after?
Very depressing walking in today, Jay Liv. Not a fun Monday video to make.
Illuminati says, I need Kafka and Wink to wake Sunday and choose violence. Nicole, I doubt we actually practice. Rob Rodriguez in the chat saying, I'll buy whoever goes a couple of drinks while there.
Well, there you
Rob
go.
Rod's already going to be there. Mr. Rick is going to be there. It'll be a mini Giants Now hangout.
Hey, and listen, $20, you get free drinks, free parking pass, 2 tickets. Come on.
All it takes is a $20 Venmo. When does the giveaway winner get announced? In about an hour.
Yeah.
In about an hour. If we're going to do the raffle one at the end of the show. At the end of the show. Luke says, but you guys love that the Cowboys lost yesterday. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was so happy the Cowboys
Anytime
lost.
the Cowboys lose, I'm happy.
Someone tweeted out that the Giants fans that are making fun of the Cowboys are losers because they should realize that the Cowboys beat the Giants 4-0 and they lost to the Cardinals. Maybe that's a problem. I tweeted out that, yeah, that's a Monday morning problem. I'm going to celebrate this Cowboys loss today. Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty. All righty. Yeah, so we're going to do a segment where I'm going to talk about 4 players that the Giants could look to trade if they do lose the game versus Seattle. If the Giants do lose the game versus Seattle, I think the Giants could look to trade some players. Because Seeps, 1-3 is tough.
Yeah, 1-3. Going to be tight to make the playoffs. But
it's possible. 4 teams since 2020 have started the season 1-3 and made the playoffs. The Niners were 2-4 in 2021 and they made the playoffs. So it's doable. It's doable, no doubt about it. As Seeps, we're getting some more ducks in the duck race.
let's go.
We're getting some more ducks in the duck race. Sonny has entered the contest to win 2 tickets to Giants-Seahawks Monday night. Shout out to Sonny. She is in the duck race. That's me. That's S Teacher Planner. Let's go.
No way.
S Teacher Planner has entered the duck race. All it takes is a $20 Venmo, and you got a chance to win the duck race and be a part of it. Let's go. This is what he said. Maybe ask him if he wants 6 or 1. Nope says if we go 1-3, I'm gonna go to sleep until next season. That's called hibernation, my guy. That's called hibernation. Danny says bring Eli Manning and Cruz back. Why? So we could lose even more games? These guys are cooked. They're all-time Giants. They are not good. They are not ready to play in the NFL anymore. My man Dax says, what up? What up, Dax? My man is a legend. My man is a legend. What up, Dax?
Let's go.
If you go to sleep until the season's over, that's hibernation. I don't know if you're waking up. I don't know if you're waking up. As we did get a $5 super chat from my man Lumbagus. What up, Lumbagus? An all-time name, by the way.
Great. My favorite name.
My man Lumbagus says, we need to blitz less, in my opinion. Defense too complex with how many new faces. Stop dropping Kayvon Thibodeau into coverage. Let Kayvon put his hands in the dirt. I agree with that. I agree with that. Because if you blitz Lumbagus and you don't get home, that leaves you so open to getting beat on the back end. The Giants blitzed on like 80% of snaps against the San Francisco 49ers, and they ended up getting beat by it. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Kayvon Thibodeau drop into coverage. I know why he's doing that. He's loading up one side and generating pressure with bringing less people than he has to if he spreads out the pass rushers. But at the end of the day, you're leaving a guy that knows how to get after the quarterback and really all he knows to drop into coverage, which resulted, Seeps, in a holding last week on a critical third down.
Which was a...
It was right on the line.
It was a close call. But, yeah, still, you never want the dude who took top 10 to be dropping back into coverage when he's supposed to be rushing the QB.
Like, I don't mind Lumbagus the blitzing necessarily because it did result in a lot of third downs.
It did.
A lot of third downs and a lot of third and longs. Thing is, on third and long, I don't know if the best thing to do is blitz because they're just going to beat you with the screen. That's 2 years now. The Giants have been getting cooked on screen plays on third and long.
And it wasn't even like the pressure they were getting off the blitz. It didn't feel like it was that, immediate, which is what you want when you're obviously bringing the house. Yeah, Jay Liv and Carl in the chat. Jay Liv and Carl in the chat are calling you out right now.
That's crazy. Where was I? I was working just like Seeps.
No, he wasn't working.
I was. I was watching Seeps live.
He was, yeah, he was.
I was on our red zone coverage. I didn't see any of you guys there. The only person I saw was Rob Simpy. Where were y'all? I was live on Chat Sports, huh?
They were over hanging out with me.
Yeah, I would have rather done that too. And then Rebel Montana comes in with $1 super chat. Rebel, go home, dude. Raiders stink. Raiders stink, bro. Remember how much smack Raiders fans were talking after week 1?
Because you beat probably the worst team in the NFL in the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, a team that just gave up 70 points. It's a joke, Rebel. It's a joke.
It's literally like Bama playing like a D3 school.
It is. And then Lumbagus with a $2 super chat says at some point we need to get pressure with 4 or 5. 100% agree. If you can't create pressure consistently with 4 or 5, you're going to be in some trouble. No doubt about it. We did get another duck added to the duck race. Let's go. Shout out to Zach. He's going to get a duck. I saw my man Brutus in the chat ask what the duck race is. So we're auctioning off 2 tickets.
2 tickets.
To Giants-Seahawks Monday night. Every $20 super chat that you send is going to get you a duck. And we have software where we can put your name on a duck, and whoever wins the random duck race is going to get those 2 tickets.
Yep.
See, can you show what the ducks are looking like right now?
Yes, I can.
To kind of give them a better look. Brutus, if you're still watching, I hope that made sense. And then my man Micah Gibson, Seeps, my condolences for your loss yesterday. It's rough 0-3. Yeah, R.I.P. Seeps. What's the best move we can make on the O-line right now? Get healthy. I don't think anyone is necessarily trading any good offensive linemen. There's not really any good ones available after Dalton Reisner went to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, thank God he played, huh?
So, yeah, I think it's just you got to get healthy. That's all it is. Just get healthy. Have Andrew Thomas get healthy. Have Ben Bredesen get healthy. And hopefully with more reps, more continuity, and more playing together, you can do that. SB says, that's me. Are you Zachary, SB? Are you Zachary that just entered the duck race? Juan, we'll put the Venmo back on screen in a second, brother. 1 second. Seeps is just looking. So this is what the duck How's the audio now? Audio good, audio bad. Audio good, audio bad. Audio good, audio bad.
I'm afraid to click this again.
Is there a mute button? Can you mute maybe the monitor? All right, we're good. Better now. Okay, so we were trying to show the duck race, and give us a second. Audio much better. Is that my man Rich Rodriguez? So what was the audio?
It sounded horrific.
It sounded bad, he says. All right.
It was literally. All right. Everybody, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Talk, Marsh.
All right, here we are looking at the duck race. All right, we're good.
All right, audio's good.
All right,
Jeez.
so this is what it looks like. Yeah, Danny says too much porn. Yeah, too much porn on our work computers. Grow up, Danny. Grow the hell up, man. All righty, so
We got a 4-man race.
we have a 4-man race. If you send in a $20 Venmo to @MarshallGreen_, we'll pop that up on screen in a second. Is it still echoing? I don't think so. It's a 4-man race. It's a 4-man race. So we will click go, and the Ducks will race for a minute. Whoever is the winner, you get 2 tickets, section 124, to Giants versus Seahawks. Monday night. If you want to enter the duck race, if you want to get your duck up on screen, you just got to send a Venmo. You got to send a Venmo of $20 or more. Every $20 will get you a duck. Every $20. Danny, it's really hard to be sarcastic through text, my man, especially in a YouTube chat when everybody thinks that they're the coolest guy in the world. I'm sure you are, Danny. Says y'all have no sense of humor. I think I'm pretty funny. My mom tells me I'm pretty funny, so that's kind of cool right there. But a $20 Venmo @MarshallGreen_ will get you a duck in the duck race. We've got 4 in so far. Section 124, Bill. And Rob Rod and Mr. Rick are going to be there.
And Rob Rod's buying drinks.
And Rob Rod said he's buying drinks.
Hey.
It's Jello says I'm funnier than most people out there, and I'm only 15. I agree, bro. I agree. You're one funny dude, Jello boy. Could Bill be in on this? That's a cross-country flight. Maybe he hops on the Seahawks flight.
Hops on the team jet.
Just Noodle says, do you think the Giants will still beat the Jets? Yeah. I don't think the Jets are a good football team right now.
Jets stink.
Zach Wilson stinks.
How he went, his pro day literally made him
Yeah.
$25 million.
Marsha's the Rodney Dangerfield of chat sports. I feel like that's a joke that is only for people that are older than me because I have no idea who Rodney Dangerfield is.
Me either.
Oh, my God. Brazy says, do I have a chance of getting bathwater? That's pretty expensive. My bathwater's pretty expensive, and I'm more of a shower guy.
That's like a $5,000 Venmo or something, at least.
I kind of agree. With that one.
As Nicole O'Brien.
Nicole O'Brien says, can we Jay-Sean Corbin and Justin Pugh? That's a good mailbag starter right there. Nicole, I love that question, and I love the thought process. The Giants, they worked out Justin Pugh last week in Arizona. A signing has not materialized yet.
Bring back Jay-Sean Corbin.
I don't mind bringing back Jay-Sean Corbin.
I don't mind that either.
I think they may have burned that bridge, and he may be a little upset with them. Yeah. There's a reason he didn't re-sign to their practice squad. There's a reason. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All righty. Let's get into the segment of if the Giants lose to Seattle this week. Just Noodles, if you just include #Giants in your comment, we'll use it in the mailbag, brother. We'll use it in the mailbag.
Yeah.
All righty. Remember, $20 Venmo @MarshallGreen_ will get you featured. We'll get you in that duck race and have the chance. I have seen Caddyshack. That's the thing. I have seen it, but it was probably about 15 years ago when I saw it, if not longer.
Yeah, Mr. Rick's not going to be happy about that.
What's the Baby Ruth in the... Have you seen Caddyshack?
No, I've never seen it.
I have. The Baby Ruth in the pool or whatever? Yeah, I've seen it.
Maybe I have some homework later tonight, Mr. Rick.
Yeah. Yeah. I told Mr. Rick I was tired this morning. He goes, "What'd you do? What were you doing? Playing with seeps all night last night?" It's like, no, but I was.
Nah, not that.
As we did get a $20 Venmo from my man Juan. Shout out to Juan. $20 Venmo. He is entering the duck race. Juan, we got you, brother. We got you in the duck race, Juan. Brian Brown says, did you guys get to answer my super chat? I think we did, Brian. I will answer it again, though, if Seep wants to pop it up on screen. We will also answer your question in the mailbag as well, Brian, and that will go out on the channel. Said, which trade, Higgins, Buddha, or La'el Collins? Well, La'el Collins is a free agent, so you could just go out and sign him. Would I rather trade for T. Higgins or Buddha Baker? I would choose T. Higgins because I think a bigger need for this team is the wide receiver position, Brian. But at the end of the day, I don't really want to trade for anybody unless it's on the offensive line. Because I think we've seen so far, Brian, through the year that if Daniel Jones isn't going to have a great, clean pocket to throw from, he's not going to be all that effective. I think Higgins would be a better player and a better fit for the Giants. I think Higgins is going to be much more expensive than Buddha Baker when it comes to giving up trade value. I wouldn't mind signing La'el Collins, though. I know that he's hurt right now and might not be ready for a couple of weeks, but he could potentially be a long-term play on this offensive line. So, yeah, we'll answer that as well in the mailbag, though. But let's get rolling here on unplug and a replug.
Little quick unplug, replug. It's like when I push a graphic, it gets really static.
Really? How we sounding now? What up, Brian? All right. All righty. A little bit of a different segment here, but I wanted to try this out. So let's get into it. Let's ride. If the New York Giants lose to the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football, they will be 1-3 with Week 4 against the Buffalo Bills and Week 5 against the Miami Dolphins. And let's be honest, the Giants would have to pull up a huge upset to beat either of those teams. So in today's video, I want to highlight 4 players that I think the Giants could look to move on from via a trade prior to the trade deadline if they do end up losing Monday night and starting 1-3. It's a must-win ball game. If you fall down to 1-3, your season is almost cooked. Listen to this stat right here. Since the NFL changed their playoff format back in 2020 to 14 teams, just 4 of the 42 teams that have made the playoffs since 2020 started the season 1-3. 9% of teams that have made the playoffs since 2020 have started the season 1-3. Is it possible? Yes. Can it be done? Yes, but you are fighting an uphill battle, which makes me believe the way Joe Shane likes to look at draft picks, he could try to go collect some more if the Giants do lose this game on Monday night. I know this. If the Giants do make a trade, we are going to make a video, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. Sub for dubs. If you want the Giants to beat the Seahawks, subscribe right now. The first player, and I think the most likely player the Giants will look to move on from is Saquon Barkley. Look, Saquon Barkley is on a franchise tag pretty much. I know it's technically not the franchise tag, and they could tag him again if they wanted to. But I think this ankle injury kind of shows the Giants that there's just not a whole lot of interest, in my opinion, from what I've heard in the front office, that they want to pay Saquon Barkley. You have a high injury rate at the running back position. Everybody knows that. And I don't think the Giants after this season are going to give Saquon that long-term deal at the price point that Barkley wants it to be at. So could you get maybe a second-round pick? Maybe the Buffalo Bills call up. Maybe Brandon Beane, Joe Shane's former boss, calls him up and says, yo, Joe, we're trying to make a move in the playoffs. Could you get a second rounder or a third rounder from a contender? Could it be the Bills? Maybe a team like the Chiefs. Maybe a team out there that's trying to make a late season push could make a trade for Saquon Barkley. I thought what Albert Breer said here last week said this. Watching the Bills and Jets second half again, and it hit me the other day and was reinforced seeing it again. Buffalo is the team that should take a swing at Saquon Barkley or Jonathan Taylor if either are available at the deadline. There's too much on Josh Allen right now. We know that Brandon Beane and Joe Shane have a strong relationship. They made that trade for Boogie Basham. The Giants, they signed a couple of players off their practice squad. Maybe they look to trade Barkley if the season starts to go left. Would you trade Saquon Barkley for a second-round pick? I want to hear from everybody watching right now. Type Y in the comment section for yes. Type N for no. I think I would. Let me know what you think down below. The next player that I think could be most likely to be moved by the New York Giants is Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams, like Saquon Barkley, is on the last year of his deal. I do not think the Giants are going to re-sign Leonard Williams once this year is up, which is going to make him a free agent. I know some people watching right now are like, Marshall, no one's traded for Leonard Williams. This cap hit is too high. Since some games in the season have already been played, you don't got to pay that full cap hit. And also, you only have to pay a certain amount of the contract if you do trade for a player. And a team accepting Leonard Williams in a trade would have to pay $15.8 million. That's a lot, no doubt right now. That's based on if the Giants were to trade him after week 4 with 13 games still to go. It's a lot of money, no doubt about it. But Leonard Williams has actually been good this year. So maybe there will be a team out there that's trying to beef up their D-line and their pass rush, trying to make a push for a Lombardi trophy and add some juice. I doubt that the Giants re-sign Leonard Williams. I don't think he's made as big of an impact. I don't think that he really wants to take a discount. And I think at this point, that is something that the Giants are going to ask Leonard Williams to do. Right now, he has the highest cap hit amongst all defensive linemen in the NFL right now. He's been good. He's graded out right now as PFF as an 80 overall. It's like top 20 in the NFL amongst all D linemen. He's got a good pressure rate. He's playing all right. But at the end of the day, if you're starting to fall off the rails of the season and you have a 30-year-old defensive tackle that you could maybe get a 4th or 5th round pick for, I think you could do it instead of waiting in free agency to get that comp pick 2 drafts from now. We got more players to get to in a second, but I want to tell you guys about our awesome new sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS, and you're going to get a deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy. It's just you against the numbers. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just need to select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stat line, and place your entry. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had this football season, winning up to 25 times my money. I enjoy the quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types. What makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app? It's really cool and it's really simple. This is what it's like. You have an option to select multiple players, anywhere from 2 to 6. Prize Picks will give you their stat line. You just select more or you select less for every player in your lineup. Once you do, you submit your lineup, you watch the games, and you see if your players match what you selected on your lineups. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Remember, prizepicks.com/CLNS, and you got to use that promo code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. The next player I think that the Giants could look to move on from if they lose to the Seattle Seahawks is Xavier McKinney. I'm a huge fan of Xavier McKinney, but so far through 2023, he has not been his best self. I don't know if he's still dealing with that hand injury that he suffered on the Mexico trip last year, but the dude has missed a bunch of tackles. He's got a missed tackle percentage of 14.3. The highest he had in his career prior to this season was 9.3. The highest amount of tackles he missed in the season was 15. He's already missed like 6 this year. The dude hasn't had an interception since November 28th of 2021. It's been almost 2 years since Xavier McKinney intercepted a pass. Where did the 2021 Xavier McKinney go when he was arguably a top 5 safety in this league? Had like more than 90 tackles, had like 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions. He was one of the only safeties in the NFL to do that and put up that type of production. Where did he go? Where did he go? He's not that same guy. He doesn't look as physical. He hasn't been able to tackle. I don't think he's all that good of a cover guy. And if you're a guy that can't cover and you don't make plays in the box, you miss tackles and you don't force interceptions or create turnovers, I'm not going to pay you in free agency. And Joe Shane didn't draft you. Former second-round pick. He's missed a lot of times, too. He's only played a full season one time. Are the Giants going to pay him? Probably not. Which makes me think that if a trade becomes available, they could potentially take it. Maybe you get a 4th or 5th round pick for him. I wouldn't hate it if they did lose this game. The last player I could see the Giants moving on from that really just has value across the NFL, they could move on from a bunch of guys if they do, is Adoree Jackson. Still a really young player. 28 years old. Not really young, but 28 years old. Still in the prime of his career. And like Leonard Williams, his cap hit is not all that high if you trade for him. $8.4 million if you trade for him in Week 5. I think Adoree probably has the most trade value of anybody that we've shown on today's video. When you factor in the age of being 28 years old and still being very talented. He's been good for the Giants so far this year. Not elite, not cornerback 1 material. But if you bring him in as your CB2 or maybe even your CB3, it's an immediate upgrade to the back half of your defense. And the question is this: are the Giants going to pay Adoree Jackson again? They already paid him once under the Dave Gettleman regime. He's going to be a free agent after this year. We've seen that Joe Shane has been reluctant to extend or restructure Adoree Jackson and Leonard Williams, which tells me there's not a lot of interest in bringing those guys back at a high price point. If you're not going to pay him and you're not going to win football games, I'm not against trading him. I'd hate to see it. I would hate to see the Giants move on from some of these guys, but business is business. It's strictly financial, and it's not emotional. You got to do what's best for the New York Giants. That's the team I root for. I root for these players, but I root for what's on the front of the jersey before I could ever root for what is on the back. I want you guys to predict it, though. If the Giants do move on from one of these 4 players, if they do lose to the Seattle Seahawks this Monday night, predict which player is most likely to get traded. Type SB for Barkley, LW for Leonard Williams, XM for Xavier McKinney, or AJ for Adoree Jackson. Remember, you can also follow me over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day, every day, and I want to follow some of you MFers back. So give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. And if you DM me trade candidates, I'll give you a follow back. Let's do that on today's show. Rob Rodriguez says Adoree Jackson. Brazy says Xavier McKinney. Nope says all. Yesha says all. Rob Sempe says Adoree Jackson and Leonard Williams. Me Too You Media says Leonard Williams. Yeah, I think the idea there, Yesha, is extremely smart. They say trade them all and use the cap money for O-line. I think part of the process here is the Giants are probably going to let go of I don't think the Giants are going to re-sign Adoree Jackson. I don't think the Giants are going to re-sign Leonard Williams. Because if they were, why wouldn't they just restructure their contracts and give them a contract extension and push some of that money into the future? Rob Rodriguez just says release Xavier McKinney. I don't know what the deal with him is. He was one of my favorite players on this team. That 2021 season was incredible. I used to know the stat off the top of my head. I don't anymore, but it was something along the lines of he was one of the first players in NFL history to have more than 90 tackles, 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions for a safety in NFL history. One of the first guys to ever do that, or one of the only guys to do that. He was special in that 2021 season. He was flying all over the field, creating interceptions, making tackles for loss, plays in the box. Yeah, Me Too You Media. He had a bunch of picks in the middle of the field. Not sure what happened to Xavier McKinney, man. I really don't. I think there is still a good football player somewhere in there. but I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Not exactly sure what it is. We are. Yeah, I think you're 100% right there, Rob. Says he's extremely limited with his injured hand, can't grip well. I think that is what it is. I think that is what it is. If you want to enter the raffle to potentially win 2 Giants tickets and a free parking pass to Giants-Seahawks, send in a $20 Venmo to @MarshallGreen _. We got a couple of Venmos. We'll pop those up on screen in a second. Let's go to Nathan, though, who sent in a $2 super chat. Says, if we do lose, when do those trades start? I think a little bit closer to the trade deadline. Let me double check when the NFL trade deadline is this year. NFL trade deadline is October 31st. So we're getting close. I think it wouldn't be immediately after you lost to Seattle. I think if you go and lose to Seattle 1-3, and then you lose to Buffalo, and then you lose to Miami, that's when it starts happening. If you get to 1-5, that's when it could get tough, Nathan. Lumbagus says, past decade shows you go nowhere without the O-line. Yeah. You got to have good protection in this league, man. You got to have good protection. Right now, the Giants don't. Look, and what stinks is you've added draft capital. You've used draft capital on it. Like, Andrew Thomas was a top 10 pick. Evan Neal was a top 10 pick. John Michael Schmitz was selected in the second round. Joshua Zudu was a top 75 pick. 4 guys right there, and you spent money on Mark Lewinsky. It's crazy. My man Juan did send in a $20 Venmo. Shout out to my man Juan. He is going to enter the duck race as well. Shout out to him for always being a real one. A $20 Venmo will enter you into the raffle to potentially win 2 tickets and a parking pass. And also my guy Brutus had his son Sherrod send in a $20 Venmo. So Brutus and Juan, we've got you into the raffle as well. Cha says, how far do you go with the crappy QB? Is Daniel Jones crappy? What is crappy?
No, crappy, I think.
Crappy is like bottom 5 in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think of like the Bakers and all that. Yeah, I don't know if he's crappy.
Who's better, Daniel Jones or Jimmy G?
Daniel Jones, easy.
Jimmy G got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jimmy G got to the conference championship the next season.
Yeah, but the Niners were perfect around him.
I know, but
like you got to have.
We're all in agreement he's not good.
Yeah, but with the Giants roster compared to the Niners
I agree.
roster,
I agree with that. Who's better? Is Deshaun Watson better than Daniel Jones right now?
See, they're like the same class.
Exactly.
Like they're the same dude.
I think you can make an argument that the quarterbacks from 12 to 20 are all the same.
Yeah.
That middle of the pack is all the same. Like, how many elite quarterbacks are there? Mahomes, Allen, Burrow,
Lamar.
He's lost to Gardner Minshew and the Colts.
He's still elite though.
Daniel Jones beat him last year. I'm not sold on Lamar. I'm sorry.
Come on, dude. He wins 80% of his games.
Didn't make the playoffs last year.
Because he was hurt. Wait, and they did make the playoffs. They almost won in Cincy.
Tyler Huntley.
If he didn't fumble at the goal line, they're winning that game.
A quarterback that I have been wrong about is Tua. Tua's freaking good as shit.
Dude, Tua's amazing.
I used to think Tua kind of sucked. Tua is really good.
I think him, Goff, and Cousins have like brought back like the super accurate quarterback a little
I'm just saying, if we pay Lamar $250 million and we lost to the Indianapolis Colts at home and they had a backup quarterback, everyone in this chat would be saying F Lamar. And you know that's true.
Yeah, he also ran.
He scored 16 points.
I get it, but like his body of work, I think people would have been like,
that's old news. What has he done for me lately, Seeps?
He's been hurt.
You got to be available.
Oh, I hear you.
Running quarterbacks don't last forever, man. You got to be able to win from the pocket, and you definitely got to be able to score more than 19 points against an Indianapolis Colts defense at home.
No, definitely.
I mean, the dude completed 22 passes for 200 yards. Yes, he was good on the ground, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's still a great day.
On the ground, yes.
I mean,
22 completions for 200 yards is trash.
Yeah, but when you're given what he's given on the ground, I feel like that's all right.
I don't put him as an elite quarterback. I don't think he's in the same class. Obviously, Mahomes is by himself.
Yeah,
but when we just talk about all the elite quarterbacks in the league, I'm going to go Mahomes. And then I think this isn't in order. I think you go Burrow in there, who is 0-2 at the moment. I think you throw in Josh Allen. I think Justin Herbert's up there. I think his arm talent is incredible. And I might say Tua is the 5th best QB in the league right now. I'm putting Tua ahead of Lamar.
Oh, if you put Tua in that system with all them, obviously the system would be different.
He's got talent.
He doesn't have Waddle and Hill though, and Mike McDaniel.
Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers. I don't know if Mark Andrews has played this year. He did. He played 4 catches for 35 yards. Look, I'm just saying, man.
All I know is when he starts, he wins 80% of his games.
Who's better, Hurts or Lamar?
They're right next to each other. I go Lamar right now still.
I'm going Hurts. I'm going Hurts better than Lamar.
He's accomplished so much without a good supporting cast throughout his entire career.
He might be the Westbrook of the NBA.
No, don't do that.
He's got his MVPs.
It's actually Josh Allen. That's what I'm saying.
Lamar's a little overrated in my opinion.
Dude, I think you're kind of a Lamar hater. I'm not going to lie.
Because I said he's not a top 5 quarterback?
A little bit.
He's top 10. He's top 10.
Man, I'm telling you, Lamar he's special.
He was really good versus the Texans week 1, 17 completions for 169 yards. He was really good against Cincy too.
What a game! What a road division game when he went and beat Burrow and Cincy.
Dude, that's why I said he was good.
That's what I'm saying.
Was not good against the Texans. That one was a joke. He's like top 10, and that's good.
Yeah, but like, him and Allen, like, I don't even think it's that far. I'd go Allen.
Allen is a superior quarterback to Lamar Jackson.
I don't think he is.
I think he is. Give Josh Allen, Harbaugh, and the Ravens culture, they might have a championship.
Or how about just the number 1 defense over the last couple of years?
Who, the Bills?
They're always number 1 at the
they
end
get
of the year.
torched in the playoffs. Sorry, why'd their head coach have to take over as defensive coordinator?
Give him Diggs?
Give him Mark Andrews? Hey, Mark
Dawson
Andrews is the
Knox?
top.
It's not even
It's not even close.
It's not that far.
Mark Andrews is way better than Dawson Knox.
Not way better than Dawson Knox.
Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end.
He is. Dawson Knox, what, top 12?
I think you're a Dawson Knox hater. I think you're...
I'm not. Stop. Don't do that.
Lamar he's overrated, man. He's not a top 5 quarterback. He is good. He is good.
I think you're being a hater.
I don't think so, man.
Who would you rather go? Like Lamar or... So if it's Lamar or Tua right now, who are you taking?
To win a game right now? Probably Tua.
You're out of your damn mind.
I'm not, dude.
Tua's having a great year.
The accuracy, the anticipation, everything you want in a quarterback except for a brain that always gets hurt. Tua is much better than him. He is. Take away the rushing ability. Talk strictly quarterback throwing the football. It's not even close.
But that's not the modern day.
What about in 5 years? Yes, it is.
That's it.
Mahomes wins from the pocket. Allen wins from the pocket. Burrow wins from the pocket.
But you also have different ways to win. You got guys like Jalen Hurts who showed it. You can win with a quarterback leading your rush attack on the ground. If you gave Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle right there.
Waddle didn't even play yesterday, and they scored 70.
Yeah, you still got A-Chain. You still got
A
Mostert.
rookie 5th-round pick.
They all
no
run
one in the
4.3s.
league wanted
They all
Mostert.
run-
No one wanted Mostert.
Tua is a great quarterback, but his main job is to get the ball out and on time, and he does that very, very well. Very well. But the Ravens asked Lamar to do a lot more. He is that offense. Tyreek Hill is the Dolphins' offense.
I don't know. I'm just saying, in the playoffs without Tua, we saw what that Dolphins offense could do.
Brian Brown saying he'd take DJ over Kirk.
I did beat him in his house in the playoffs.
You're out of your mind. Kirk's playing great.
He's leading that team to 0-3. He's leading that team
it
to
is
0-3.
nowhere near his fault why this football team's 0-3.
None of it? Couldn't score on the final drive?
Told the highest paid tight end in the NFL to catch a damn football.
Terrible clock management.
Yeah, that was on him. That was a little bit of a – but also the head coach needs to tell him to spike the ball.
He's 18. He's an 18-year pro. Go freaking take care of the clock.
He made a mistake.
So wait, where do you rank Lamar in your top quarterbacks? I'm genuinely curious.
It's Mahomes.
Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, all top three, whatever order you want to put them.
Yes, we'll do that. I'd probably go Herbert 4, especially after what I saw yesterday. I go Herbert 4. I honestly might go Lamar 5.
I can't.
I think I'll go Lamar 5. And then you go probably Jalen Hurts around there. Like Jalen Hurts or Lamar is my 5-6. What, are you taking Dak over Lamar too?
I almost said Goff. I don't think that's that wild.
That's wild.
That's
wild.
No, it's not.
If you're talking Jared Goff over Lamar
Goff's a
Jackson,
stud, dude.
He's a young Kirk Cousins. Like, they are a good quarterbacks when the system's in place, but you need weapons around.
He's done it
them.
with 2 teams now.
Ooh.
Goff got to a Super Bowl with the Rams. People said he only did it with McVay, and now he's good with the Lions. The sorry-ass Lions.
The sorry-ass Lions. They got one of the best offensive lines in the league, great weapons, and a great run game.
And they're still the sorry-ass Lions. It's the Lions. As an NFC North fan, you know that. That's where careers go to die.
Yeah, I know Goff's been to a Super Bowl, but he's not better than Lamar Jackson. Listen, if you're a big QB win stat guy, that's fine with me.
Wins are a stat for QBs.
I agree. I value wins.
What about Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, Trevor Lawrence is better than never mind. T-Law's 5. My bad.
So Trevor Lawrence is better than Lamar.
Yeah, Trevor.
But not Tua.
No. Tua's 8. There is my top 8 right there. Mahomes. I'll go in order. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. I hate putting Herbert over Lawrence, but I'm going to do it. Herbert, Lawrence, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Tua. Top 8 right there. And then you get into the Kirks, Goffs, and the rest of the boys. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Brazy Seeps is delusional. Absolutely.
Listen, that is the correct list. Most GMs would agree.
No.
Get him on the phone.
Then why didn't anyone trade for Lamar? Why? If everyone thought he was so good, how come no one traded for him?
Because you need to give up 2 first-round picks and give them $200.
They did it for Deshaun Watson.
And the Browns are going to regret that for the next.
They looked pretty good
10
yesterday.
years.
They looked pretty good.
Come on.
That's all I'm saying. Everyone thought Lamar Jackson was so good. Someone like the Colts who picked Anthony Richardson essentially over him. Because they were going to use that first-round pick on a quarterback either way.
Yeah.
So you're just using one then to give up for him.
Listen, I don't know.
I know you don't. Gilly says, why does it seem like I don't even know what that said. Marsh, why are you a Lamar hater? Look, man, I see him make a lot of turnover-worthy plays, trying to do too much with the football. I don't think he's that good from the pocket. Sorry. Why does it seem like our defense has lost the fight in them? Who's not getting signed when their contract runs out? 3 guys I think of Xavier McKinney, Adoree Jackson, and Leonard Williams. Why does this defense not look good? They can't tackle and they can't get off the field on third downs. Kind of just kind of that simple. Kind of that simple. Noah says Jalen Hyatt's B-Day gift should be more targets. 100% agree. 100% agree. 100% agree, Noah. Nicole says Hurts is the second best. No, not for me. Not for me. I can understand why some people say that. I respectfully disagree.
He's so tough to judge because he's got the best supporting cast in the league. That's why it's tough.
He makes some great throws, and I think he's a top 10 guy for sure. But I can't go 2. I think Allen's better. I think Burrow's better.
I mean, Burrow, what he's done, people forget the Bengals were a joke of a franchise when they drafted him.
That's my take. Nathan, what up, Nathan? I'm not sure we'll ever be able to effectively judge QB without a good O-line. Do any of the top QBs perform well with subpar guys up front? I think that the Los Angeles Chargers were blitzed 80+% of the time yesterday, and what was it? It was like 40 of 50 throws. That
he was pressured on?
Yeah. How much did Brian Flores blitz yesterday?
Like 84 something.
Yeah, the Vikings defensive coordinator blitzed on almost 85% of snaps yesterday, and Justin Herbert went 40 of 47.
He was fantastic yesterday.
So, yeah, there are quarterbacks that can beat the blitz. Brock Purdy did it to you last Thursday night. Is it hard to work with a bad offensive line? Absolutely. But franchise quarterbacks elevate the play around people, and I just haven't seen that from Daniel Jones yet. I think he can do it.
That's why Bears fans piss me off so much. With a lot of this field stuff, they blame it on the organization. I'm like, even like what C.J. Stroud's doing in Houston. Like, if you're a good young quarterback, you can overcome kind of organization like malpractice a little bit.
Mr. Rick says, yeah, Herbert just 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's not even close, those two. All righty. Let's close the show out with a mailbag. Brian Brown says, wait, Marsh, we've seen it against the Vikings and Cardinals. You're right. We have seen it against the Vikings and the Cardinals. But, hey, maybe the Cardinals are good. They beat the Cowboys. I don't know. Daniel Jones, I think, is the most fascinating case study in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, look. I don't think there's a lot of quarterbacks that could excel in this offense. I do think there's quarterbacks that would do better than Jones. But at the end of the day, he's been pressured on almost 50% of his snaps through 3 weeks. That's just not a way that quarterbacks can live and succeed, to be quite frank. Oh, man. Brutus says Daniel Jones 9, 10. I have Jones somewhere from 12 to 18. 12 to 18 on my list. All righty. Let's close the show out. A head case study. I mean, it hurts my head for sure, Mr. Rick. He's giving me plenty of headaches, just like I'm sure a lot of you guys. Some fun moments, though, too. But you know what? Got to be better. Let's get into this mailbag, though, right now. What up, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We go live every single game day. We do these watch parties. They're a lot of fun. We get to hang out with the audience. We interact. We entertain. We also put out free content every day. And we love to do mailbags where we just answer questions from subscribers. So if we didn't get to your question today, change it. Subscribe to the channel. You could be on the next mailbag. Nicole O'Brien coming in with the first question. Thank you for the super chat. Says, can we sign Jashaun Corbin and Justin Pugh, please? I'm not against the idea of bringing Jashaun Corbin back to the New York Football Giants. I believe that he should have made this roster. I thought he earned it. I thought he looked really good in the preseason. Obviously, the Carolina Panthers thought he looked good as well, considering they signed him to their practice squad. Look, if Saquon Barkley is going to be out for an extended period of time, which at this moment of filming this, we do not know. Rappaport said there is a chance he could play. Let's say he misses 2 more weeks with that high ankle sprain. Yeah, I'd go sign Jashaun Corbin. I don't think Eric Gray is ready to play in the NFL because I don't trust him as a pass blocker. Matt Breida is what he is, had a good run. And I think Gary Brightwell is solid, but honestly, I think Jashaun Corbin is the best back of those 3. When it comes to Justin Pugh, I would not be against signing Justin Pugh. As we all know, he did work out for Big Blue last week in Arizona. Nothing has materialized since then, but I do think there is an opportunity for the Giants to go out and potentially sign him. So maybe they told him we'll get back to you in a week or so. Maybe they end up signing him this week. If they don't, not the end of the world, but I would not mind the Giants signing Justin Pugh. You need another veteran, and he's proved that he could do it in this league, at least at an above-average rate. And right now, that'd be much better than what the Giants got if injuries continue with Andrew Thomas and Ben Bredesen. Lumbagus, appreciate the super chat, brother. We need to blitz less, in my opinion. Defense too complex with too many new faces. Also, stop dropping Kadarius Toney, Kayvon Thibodeau into coverage. Let Kayvon put his hand into the dirt. I'll start with the latter. Yeah, I don't need to see Kayvon Thibodeau drop into coverage anymore. I wonder if the Giants are asking him to do too many things and it's taking away from the thing that he does best, which is just get after it on passing down situations. I agree, but I also disagree a little bit with what you're saying at the top here, Lumbagus. We need to blitz less. Yes, I would like the Giants to blitz less, but they have shown so far through the first 3 games of the season, they haven't been able to generate pressure with just blitz bringing 4. So you have to bring pressure in this league, so they're going to blitz, and they're overcompensating. But the blitzes against San Francisco worked on first and second down. The 49ers were faced with a bunch of second downs, and a bunch of third downs, and in particularly a bunch of third and long situations. Thing is, maybe you don't need to blitz on third and long when you know the team's going to run a screen pass. Look, you live and die by the blitz. And right now, the Giants, it's helping them get into third and longs, but they're also getting cooked by the blitz on third down. There's a happy median somewhere in there, Lumbagus. Hopefully, Wink Martindale can end up finding that this week on Monday night against the Seahawks. Speaking of that game, I want to hear from you. Who do you got in the Monday night showdown at MetLife Stadium? Is it the Giants? Is it the Seahawks? Type NYG if you're rolling with Big Blue, or SCA if you're rolling with the Sea Chickens. Also, remember to hit that thumbs up icon. If you want the Giants to beat the Seahawks, I need you to like it. Hit that thumbs up icon. The more likes we get, the more likely it is the Giants are going to win the football game. So hit that thumbs up icon right now. Ralphie coming in says we need an actual good wide receiver for Danny Dimes, Mike Evans. I would love to add Mike Evans to this team. I don't think it's going to cost all that much. You're going to have to pay him and then extend him a contract. So it will cost a lot of money considering the cap space, but draft capital, I think could get done for a 3rd or 4th round pick. Thing is, it doesn't matter if you have Mike Evans, Jerry Rice, or who was Plaxico Burress, Odell Beckham, Victor Cruz, Mario Manningham, Akeem Nicks, Steve Smith, Ramses Barden. Doesn't matter who you got out there. If you can't block, doesn't matter who you're throwing to. So for that reason, Ralphie, I'm not really interested in trading for anyone unless they can put their hand in the dirt and protect number 8. Because if number 8 continues to be under pressure 50% of his snaps like he has been in the first 3 weeks, he's not going to be effective. He needs a clean pocket to win. That's one thing I know for a fact I have learned from watching Daniel Jones in the first 5 years of his career. He needs a clean pocket to win. If he doesn't have that, doesn't matter who he's throwing to, in my opinion. Justin Noodles, what up, man? Marshall, are the Giants still making the playoffs? If so, what seed would we be and what record would we have? There's absolutely a chance for the Giants to still make the playoffs. Winning the NFC East? Probably not. They're going to have to be a wild card team at this point. I think 9-8 gets you a chance to be a wild card team. Can they get there? They got to go on a run here. After week 5, the season gets a little bit easier. You get to play Washington twice, and you get to play the Raiders and the Packers and the Saints and the Patriots. There's a couple of other easier games in there as well that are definitely winnable. They're definitely winnable. The middle of the schedule is probably the easiest part. They'll have to start stacking some dubs here if they want to do it. I believe in this team, but it all starts week 4. It all starts week 4, Monday Night Football against the Seahawks. That's a must-win game. You fall to 1-3. Since 2020, only 9% of teams that have made the playoffs have started 1-3. You don't want to be playing those percentages. We'll get to more questions coming up in a second, but I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, AG1. Go to drinkag1.com/chatsports and get hooked up with them. That link is in the comments and description of today's show, which is sponsored by AG1, which I have literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at drinkag1.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health, which is something that I need. I start the day with making one great choice, AG1, and more healthy decisions then follow. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust AG1. I just mix one small scoop with water and drink it first thing each morning. I also love that it costs less than $3 a day. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then AG1 is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/chatsports. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. AG1 is awesome. Really helps me out a lot. A lot of the tough nights, long days here at Chat Sports, and I'm able to feel energized, healthy, and ready to go the next morning because of AG1. Get hooked up with them. You will not regret it. Noah K says, I know we got to focus on this season, but do you think we have a bright future? I still do believe in this regime. I still do believe in Joe Shane, and I believe in Brian Daboll. I really do. I think they just get it. A lot of their ideas and philosophies align with mine. I will say, if they don't go all in on the offensive line this offseason, no, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. They're going to let Leonard Williams go, in my opinion. They're going to let Adoree Jackson go, in my opinion. They may even let Xavier McKinney go. If they do that, you're going to have like $60 million. You need to go out and sign a really good right guard. You probably need to go out and sign a good left guard. And if Evan Neal doesn't make any progress this year, you got to move him to right tackle, right guard, and then you go out and sign a right tackle. Or you draft one in the first round when you may be picking in the top 15. I still trust them. Does it hurt that Kayvon Thibodeau hasn't been great? Yeah. That Evan Neal hasn't been great? Yeah. That really the entire 2022 draft class has been underwhelming? Yeah, it has been. But I still do believe in them. I think they know what they're doing, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, at least for a little bit longer. It's Jello says, so I've been thinking that one of the main reasons we were good last year was the explosiveness of Julian Love. How much do you miss him on a scale of 1 to 10? And if you were the GM, would you get him? How much do I miss him? 1 to 10, a 3. He has not been good for the Seattle Seahawks. He didn't get paid all that much. So maybe for the price point, it would have been a good idea to keep him. But at the end of the day, he isn't a star, and he hasn't looked good for Seattle. And I was actually talking with our Seattle Seahawks host, Tyler Jones, and I asked him, how's my man Julian Love been? He said, not all that good. He can't wait to get Jamal Adams back to move him to nickel. He said he's not a safety. So, look, he's a good player. I thought he was a good locker room guy. I thought he embodied what it meant to be a New York Giant. But I don't think that he is going to change much. And if he was on this team, I don't think it changes much. Good player, good guy. Life goes on. Life goes on. Brian Brown, which trade? Higgins, Buddha, or La'el Collins? Well, you could sign La'el Collins. He was released by the Cincinnati Bengals, so you don't got to trade for him. When it comes to Higgins and Buddha Baker, I think it would be cheaper to trade for Buddha Baker. But if I had to choose between Buddha or Higgins, I'm choosing T. Higgins because that would solve the need of the Giants' wide receiver 1 position. But at the end of the day, we talked about it earlier. You can't block. You can't make explosive plays. If you don't make explosive plays, you don't win ball games. Starts up front. Number 8 needs a really clean pocket. Haven't had many of those so far this year. Noodles. If we had the Eagles O-line, how much of a difference would you think that would make? A big one. A big one. I think the Giants could win the NFC East potentially if they had the best offensive line in the NFL. Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones throwing from a clean pocket. We've seen what he's been able to do when he has that. But what if I was 6'10"? I might be in the NBA or playing overseas somewhere. What if? How about you just go fix it? That's simple. All righty. If we missed your question, I apologize. You could always DM it to me over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Just send me a DM over there. I'm down to talk Giants football all day, every day. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Much love. EHC says, should the Giants try and trade for linemen who might not be happy in their current situation by the deadline day? Yeah, I would expect them, EHC, to go out and see who's available, but you just don't really see offensive linemen, especially starting caliber ones, be traded.
Yeah.
Ralphie, how much do you think the addition of Isaiah Simmons has helped the Giants? I think he needs to play more. I want to see number 19 on the field more. Gilly says we ignored your super chat. We did not. Oh, we did skip that one. Go to the why does it? She said, why does it seem like our defense has lost the fight in them? I answered that.
Yeah,
I said they can't tackle and they can't get off the field on third downs. And then who's not getting signed when their contract runs out? Adoree, I don't think is getting signed. I don't think Leonard Williams is getting signed. I don't think Xavier McKinney's getting signed. Right now, unless if the Giants go on a run, make the playoffs, make some noise, they might bring all those people back. Josh says the audio is still choppy. I'm going to unplug, replug. We're going to do the duck race, and then we're going to bounce on out of here, Seeps.
Yeah.
Give them one last push for that.
Yeah, last chance. We're doing $20 to get in. We got 2 tickets for the Seahawks game next Monday night. All credit to Cha. If you guys send in like $40, for example, we'll get you 2 ducks in right now. Right now, we got 6 names. So if you guys send in a 20, you got a 1 in 7 chance to win 2 tickets and a parking pass. Lower Bowl, row 26.
Section 124. I'm going to put a 3-minute timer on my phone. A 3-minute timer to get your Venmos in. If you want to send a Cash App, let me know. I can give you my Cash App, but let me know. Gilly says I'd like to see Leo back at a way cheaper price point. I agree, but I think he may be getting paid a little bit more.
I forgot we have a game right now.
There is a game that actually just started.
I don't like the 2-game Monday night thing.
I'm not a fan of that either. $20 Venmo will get you an opportunity to win Giants-Seahawks Monday Night Football tickets. Monday Night Football tickets. Section 124. Rob Sippy said I would, but I would not be able to go. All good, Rob. All good, brother. Rob Rodriguez says Eagles-Bucks. Yes, it is. Eagles-Bucks right now. Let's go Bucks. Let's go Bucks. F Philly.
Bucks are sneaky, man. They got a talented roster.
Wait, so if the Ravens don't make the playoffs this year, you're going to change your opinion on Lamar?
The Ravens don't. If he plays the whole season, of course.
Okay. Because they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, they are.
Nah, Browns are going to win that division, and I think maybe they honestly might finish last in that division.
They are such a better team than the Steelers. The Steelers are by far the worst team in that division.
They have the second best defense in that division, though.
Who does?
Steelers.
I'd probably go Cleveland.
Is number 1, yeah.
Second, all right, and but their offense is terrible.
I mean, is
you are a Lamar hater?
is the Ravens' offense good?
I think they can be.
They scored 19 points versus the Colts, bro.
The Colts, they're always.
Name 5 starters on the Colts defense.
I know they got a linebacker. No, they got the dude from the Niners, really long arms, DeForest Buckner.
Yep.
Shaq Leonard.
I don't even know if he's playing.
He might not even be good anymore.
Colts
are always frisky.
He did play. He had 2 tackles.
Buckner, he's a dog.
That's 2.
Is Kenny Moore still on the Colts?
Did not record a stat, yes. Oh, yeah, he is.
There you go. That's 3.
2 tackles and a PBU, probably broken up a bad Lamar pass. No, look, I think Lamar is good. I don't think he's great, though. Just my take. All righty, we are going to close off the raffle. 3 minutes has come. 3 minutes has gone. As Ralph Canterbury with a late addition.
Ow.
Ralph, my man, you are entered into the contest, brother. All righty. Are we ready for a duck race?
It's for 2 tickets. Even though I like the 50-man duck races, I kind of like this too because you get to see your duck. There are 2 Rob Rod ducks.
Rob Rod does have 2 ducks in there. He sent in a $100 super chat. We asked him if he wanted 6 ducks. He said, I'll take 2. So he's leaving it up to chance.
Yeah.
What a good deed.
Good dude.
What a good deed. Rob Rod's already going to be there, as
Kinda,
well as Mr. Rick. And Rob Rod said whoever goes, drinks are on him. Whoever goes, I could put Rob Rod, Cha, and you in a little group message, and y'all could talk together and maybe meet up or something.
Let's go Clown Duck. Juan wants it.
Who's the clown? Juan?
That's Juan.
All righty. Ralph says, that's for my little man Mason who wants to go 4-year-old. Awesome. Ralph,
Ooh, Ralph.
you've got the best story so far. I hope you win, brother.
Top of the screen.
Top of the screen for Ralph. All righty. 3, 2, 1. The Ducks are off.
Wait, what one's Gillies again?
Gilly's not in. Gilly's not
Gilly's
in.
not in?
The
Or no,
Ducks are off.
Teacher Planner. Sonny?
Teacher Planner, Sonny. So you got one of Rob Rod's Ducks getting off to an early start, followed by my man Brutus and Ralph at the top.
See, Juan, you're looking
It's always
good.
going to be someone that comes from behind.
Yes.
That's what you kind of want to be at the end.
I'm liking Juan right now.
I think Zach's in a good spot.
Zach's also in a good spot.
I think Zach's in a good spot.
Ralph falling off a little bit. This might be a good thing, Ralph.
Ralph falling behind. Less than 20 seconds to go. Brutus is still in the lead. Oh, here comes up the stream. Here we go. 15 seconds. It looks like Juan is picking up some steam. Could Ralph take it? We got S Teacher Planner at the bottom and Zach in the middle.
Oh, Juan's coming.
Juan's coming. Rob Rod's coming. Oh! Rob Rodriguez! Bang! Rob Rodriguez picks up the dub, and he is going to be the winner of today's ticket raffle. That was a tight one. I haven't seen a duck race where the guy at the bottom wins yet.
Yeah,
Which I'm glad that now has happened.
Rob
Rod in the chat says LMAO. Rob, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you, my man. Me Too You Media says usually the middle wins. Yeah, that's kind of where I've been seeing, the middle. I've only done a couple of them, so I'm glad that someone won. Says, thanks, guys, my Russian duck. Rob Rod, you're a legend, brother. Send me your email connected to your Ticketmaster account, Rob, and then I'll send you those. Shout out to you, Brody, for always showing love. S Teacher Planner says, using that in class. What's the site, Seeps?
Onlinestopwatch.com/duckrace. Just look up duck race. It's the first one that comes up.
If you just Google duck race, S Teacher Planner, it'll work. I think the kids in your class would love that.
Oh my God, yes.
I think they would love that. Brutus, you jumped out to an early lead. I thought you were going to hold on to it. So there's that. Jay Liv says, can y'all live stream the Kentucky Derby? That would be electric.
That would be hilarious.
That would be electric. All righty. We're going to sign off here on the show. Rob, I will be in contact with you. I do want to say thank you that has entered. Also, let's do this. Can everyone in the chat type Cha for me?
Yeah.
Because I like to embarrass Mr. Cha when he does these extremely nice and great and just awesome things for us. We are extremely grateful. And
Just blessed.
Seriously. Can we get some Chas in the chat? The reason we were able to give away 2 tickets today is because he donated them to the channel. Type those Chas in the chat.
Awesome.
We appreciate you, Mr. Rick. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell Mrs. Rick, Mrs. Cha, some love as well. And give some love to Cha for me as well. That dog, I love that damn dog. I don't even know it, but I love that dog. Shout out to you, Mr. Rick. Thank you for always showing love. We appreciate it. To Rob Rod, you know what they say, Seeps? Comes around, goes around.
Yeah.
Good for Rob. He said, and you do embarrass my old butt. You're not old. You're not old. Mr. Rick called me this morning. He said, why are you whispering? I'm like, it was late night last night. He said, it's 10 o'clock. I said, that's when I get going. After those late Monday nights, that's when I get going. Oh, man. Nope says, Nick Stream, we will be live on the Knicks channel tomorrow. That is the goal. That is the goal. All righty, we're going to sign off. Rob Rod said, damn, my duck is still going.
Dude, he's still going.
He's lapping
down,
the competition now. He's lapping the competition.
In.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Let's go Big Blue.